Welcome everyone on the Heart Center website and on Facebook and on YouTube. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining with us. Thank you so much for your service to the Divine Mother, to the evolutions of mankind here on earth. As we all move forward, we lift everyone in our vicinity, family, friends, neighbors, neighborhoods, cities, countries, and the world. By your selfless sacrifice in serving the light, by your striving to be the light, the earth is blessed. The Divine Mother is blessed. And we fulfill our holy purpose. That song is the keynote of the Master El Morya. For those of you who are new to his name, he is a master of God's will. By surrendering to what is and seeing what could be as God sees it in his divine blueprint, in his vision of the outpicturing of humanity's destiny. And each of us, as our souls, are destined to be the Christ in time and space, to be the enlightened one, the Master. And he holds that vision for each of us and is a great teacher of understanding God's will, God's power. So we are dedicating this meditation to the great Master, beloved El Morya. His love for God was so great. And how he achieved his victory was through the door of divine surrender, divine attunement to the flow of time and space as God's will unfolds in the here and now. That emanation of that flow, we can ride too. We also can ride that will, that power of God. Let's rise and start this meditation because I feel the electrifying power of this great saint. In the name of the Christ, in the name of the light of God that always prevails, I build a bridge of light between the Temple of Clarity and Darjeeling to the Temple of the Will of God, of beloved Master El Morya. I see this light and this bridge as they merge into the one light. And we now simultaneously are in Darjeeling, India, in the temple of God's will. Beloved El Morya, beloved masters of God's will, beloved angels of the blue ray, fill this temple with the perfume and the radiance of God's light, God's power, God's truth. Let all be blessed. Let all see, hear, and feel your divine knowledge, your divine presence, the totality of the presence of God that you embody. For those of you online, find that place of divine reverence. Clear your mind of all thoughts, criticisms, critiquing. This is the time for you to sit with God. And ask yourself, am I in the flow? And then find that flow. There is a flow of God's will. And it is an effortless path once you are in the flow of the river of God consciousness. And in that flow is peace. In that flow is love, kindness, a beauty, a holiness from the heaven world that you can bring into your world, into your awareness. Find the flow. It is here. So, this part of the meditation inspired by Morya. As I saw it as the master of God's will, it is God's will that all His children come to Him. And that is a flow of divine will that emanates beyond time and space to every one of God's children. And with our eyes closed for a few moments, knowing that is the will of God, that we, in consciousness, in our divine awareness, come and sit at the feet of the Father beyond time and space. With all the masters of India and all the masters of God's will who learned this secret, the ease of finding that flow of divine river is available to each and every one of us. The river is wide, and there is a part of the river that moves beyond time and space into the divine bliss of God awareness. Let us sit still for a few moments as the Masters will guide us in our attunement to that flow, to that frequency of God's heart, and longing to be with us as much as we search for Him. And it is an allowing, a choosing, an openness, and a love that opens that part of the divine river of God's will up and out of time and space into this eternal heaven. With eyes closed, say, I choose. I will. The other half of this meditation is the will of the Divine Mother. In time and space, as Father lives in spirit, Mother in matter, all of cosmos, all the universe, the Mother, in loving her children, ask her sons and daughters to help raise them, to bring them to a new understanding, to show them how to heal their wounds, how to protect themselves from the unconscious behaviors of the not so good. So we have the Father Spirit pulling us into the infinite, and the love of the Divine Mother inspiring us and empowering us to be the Christ, to be the healer, to be the seer and the giver of her love, light, as her hands and feet in time and space. That is the cosmic dance of the divine will. That is the cosmic dance of joy. Let's spend a minute now and attune to the Divine Mother as we search the universe in our awareness and follow her will and desire, where we can be of the greatest service to humanity, to her, to the universe. And when you're ready, come back and take what the masters and the angels spoke to you to heart. We are in a period of growth, of expansion, and we are going beyond where we have gone before. Something very exciting is coming. Something very beautiful, very sacred and holy, as God releases these new higher understandings and this new pulse of the Holy Spirit is covering the earth. For those of you online, I'm just going to read a little bit about the Heart Center first. Temple of Clarity here is a study group of the Ascended Masters, following a long lineage of masters and saints, prophets, mystics who've communed with the infinite, part of the universal brotherhood and sisterhood of light. Here's some information about the Heart Center movement. You can visit them at theheartcenter.org or email them at friends@heartcenter.org. The Heart Center is a dynamic worldwide movement of spiritual seekers and finders, joyously growing in personal self-mastery. We are guided and supported by the timely revelations and inspirational teachings of the Ascended Masters through David Christopher Lewis, an anointed messenger of the Universal Great White Brotherhood. These elder brothers and sisters on the path serve as godly examples of selflessly living and offer a unique opportunity to advance in discipleship towards the goal of the ascension, as we strive to realize enlightenment through our own personal God presence. We fulfill our collective mission as community of light bearers to sustain the balance of light upon earth throughout our spiritual practices, advanced studies of the wisdom teachings of East and West, and to service to life through our loving acts of mercy and compassion. Like I've said, you don't sign up. It's just light workers coming together, meditating, praying, receiving the inspirational teachings of the Ascended Masters, as we all are messengers of the Holy Spirit. We all have our gifts that we give back to the Divine Mother to bless and to raise humanity. Today is June 11th. And I'm just going to read from this book, recently released, Light on the Path. I have some copies for sale if you're interested. And they're also available online at the Heart Center website. June 11th. Nature's vision is clear because the divine ideal manifests through the natural order of life. There is an answer to every dilemma of your soul within nature's natural order. And you can intuit while working with your hands in the soil, while gently caressing and speaking to, appreciating and loving plants of all kinds, that which is emerging within you of your God identity, your beloved and blessed selfhood. Because the answers to every problem of existence are within nature, when you work with nature, you will intuit the highest truths, the most sublime realities, the most beautiful matrices of light. These will permeate your being and find lodging in your soul and spirit in amazing ways that you and only you will comprehend, because their meaning will be revealed from within you naturally in a most gentle unfolding and gracious way. That is June 11th from Light on the Path. So many beautiful understandings and insights in that book. And there's one for all 365 days of the year. Inspirational teachings from the Ascended Masters. I'm just thinking about if there's any examples of my working with my plants about insights. I think a couple years ago we had a little ceremony here with some seeds, and we passed the seeds around. And there's a teaching from a mystic in Russia, Anastasia. If you take a seed and then you soak it in your mouth, under your tongue, the DNA gets absorbed by the seed. And the God consciousness in the seed analyzes your saliva and tells the seed what you need to heal by. And the seed takes that information, and when you plant it and grow it, that seed will grow fruit for you to eat that is specific to you for your own healing and your own blessing. And that was the first time I ever heard of this a couple years ago, and so we did this little ceremony here and we passed out the seeds. And I think it was like a butternut squash or a yellow squash or something like that. And that squash plant took over the side of my yard and grew. I think I only got 2 pieces of fruit from it, but I really enjoyed eating that fruit because I knew I had participated in the growth of that plant in a way from the seed with my own DNA to watering it and nurturing it and loving that plant. If I got anything from it, I think it was just joy from and wonder what the plant was going to do for me. And I remember when that plant flowered, the beautiful yellow flower that came, and I would water it, and I was just so grateful for the beauty of it. Maybe we should do that again. I still have that pack of seeds. Let's do it next week. And we'll do a special ceremony. And we'll do a ceremony with that. And that will be our little group project. And then we'll all come together and have a dinner. We'll have a dinner and make our squash, each of us a little differently, and share it with each other. That would be a fun little alchemy that we can all do. And I welcome the people online, if you want to come over for dinner, or if you're watching, be a part of it. Come next Tuesday, and maybe I should get a couple different kinds of seeds. I'll get some organic, non-GMO stuff, and we'll do something with nature, inspired from that book, and allow God and the invisible beings take care of them. I think we will see some mini miracles and maybe some major miracles. As the angels and the masters and the little invisible beings love to show us that they're there, that they love us. Ava, do you want to do that? You going to water your plant? So Ava's going to water her plant. So I'll get you a special place. You can have the big space over there. We'll take pictures of the progress and post it online for those of you who are interested. Does anybody have anything they'd like to share? Yeah, I thought so.
It's been a tremendous experience, but I don't know whether I'm ready to share it or not. Oh, Dennis, I love you, but... Huh. Well, as usual, I went rogue. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. So for the past 3 or 4 weeks, I've connected with Adi Shakti, who is the mother of creation. And while I was sequestered for 3 weeks, makes me wonder if this is part of why that happened. It got stronger and stronger. Even as I'm saying this, it's blasting through me. It got stronger and stronger and stronger. So I was spending a lot of time in that state and blasting that energy out to everybody. So, Dennis, before others came, I asked you if there was anything I could do to help, and you said yes, share the light or send the light out or something like that. So, after I did my, connecting all up and whatever was going to happen with me was going to happen with me, I started blasting it out, and it just got incredible, and it looked like in Hawaii they would call it a kahili rainbow, which is a vertical rainbow, and it looked like everybody had a vertical rainbow all over the planet, and they were sort of in this wonderful mist that was coming down to everyone and everything. And then of course I was asking it to be to everyone, all the life forms of the universe, where every night I send love, healing, awakening, unconditional love, compassion, and divine light to every single life form in the universe. So I know those people well, not just people. Yes, the aliens too. They love it, and all of the other life forms. So I was doing that to everything. It was quite spectacular. And then, so even though I was a spiritual teacher for 45 years, and since I retired, I've been doing this, sending energy every night. Always before, it's been me doing it. It's been me doing it, like I'm the generator of that energy. And suddenly, I'm not sure if I asked because I was in a real out there state or if it just happened, but suddenly it was just happening rather than me making it happen, which I've been doing for 50 years. So, bless you. Universe, Divine Mother, Adi Shakti. So it was quite profound. So mahalo nui loa, as we'd say in Hawaii. Thank you from the heart. It was spectacular, as always.
Monica, do we have any astrological things coming up? I thought there was an asteroid, something happening this weekend. Or is there something that you can tell us, give us some insight on? The strawberry new moon on the 17th. Full moon.
Strawberry full moon on the 17th.
Strawberry full moon on the 17th. What is a strawberry full moon?
I know, but it sounds good to me. Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Maybe it's pinkish.
I also heard that the space station is going to be above San Diego. I think in a couple days, where it's going to fly over San Diego. Did anybody else read that? There was something interesting that you'll be able to see the space station fly by if it's not foggy. But that's something to interesting to see. I think if I Googled it, I could find the time and place. Mount Palomar for San Diego would be probably the best place above the fog and the ocean clouds and things.
I also think that with binoculars you're supposed to be able to see the moons of Jupiter now.
And the moons of Jupiter are, we're supposed to be able to see them with binoculars, which is, I guess we're very close to Jupiter. And I think Saint Germain was given the charge to oversee Jupiter. Could be wrong. This came to my head. And what is the energy of Jupiter?
Expansive. So Saturn contracts and Jupiter expands.
Expansive.
Yeah.
Saturn contracts, Jupiter expands.
So Saturn is
generating more energy. So that came through also during the meditation. I think in my closing that there is something new coming, and that must be the expansive energy of Jupiter, of Saint Germain in the age of Aquarius. And I hope all the old entrenched negative corporate-like behavior ideals go easily into this new age of Aquarius and oneness, and go peacefully and release their power that they've had for thousands of years, controlling not only churches, but countries, civilizations, cultures, even art and music. They've corrupted and placed their power over those areas to limit the souls of the Divine Mother from reaching their full potential. So these new pulsations of light, we can see with our own eyes. Well, right now we can see them with binoculars, but soon we can see with our spiritual eye the light that's coming, the light that's here. I want to thank everybody on the broadcast. We have some watermelon, is it, Ava? Some of Ava's delicious watermelon that she's picked and cut for us so lovingly. And have some fellowship. Thank you for participating. Thank you for joining us. I have a couple other announcements briefly, really quickly. There is a conference coming up at the Heart Center up in Livingston, Montana. Actually, a couple announcements. Saint Germain and the Seven Archangels speak on twin flames and Aquarian love. It's in Livingston, Montana, June 20th through the 23rd. The information is online. Saint Germain is going to release new information, as he always does, as progressive revelation is always expanding, and the expansiveness of his God consciousness always wants to, show us more, teach us more about Aquarian love and twin flames and soulmates. Also, there's going to be some paneurythmy out there. They're going on a field trip to these gardens.
Boris is speaking, right?
Boris is speaking, and he'll be teaching paneurythmy. I have to take him to the airport, so I got to write down the time, make sure he makes it on his flight. So Boris will be giving some seminars there too. Also, next week, Amma, the Hugging Saint, will be in Los Angeles. If you're interested in going, maybe we can carpool. I plan to go the first day and get a hug, and then go back on the last day where they have the all-night Devi Baba, it's called. You stay up all night, and there's bhajans. It's a big celebration, fiesta. And so we can talk about that later. If you're interested in going, we can carpool. And I think we'll seal this meditation and this service let's stand and blow out the candle and then have our watermelon. Beloved El Morya, thank you for your presence here tonight. Beloved Jesus, beloved masters of God's will, thank you for your presence. We take this light and we emanate it out to all over the universe. And we will take this ride in the flow of God's will straight to the Father, straight to the light, straight to the heart of God.